Hello RCA, welcome to music class. This week we are focusing on our tone. That's the sound we make when we're singing. If you were in my music class when you were younger, you may remember doing an activity we called the four voices, where you would echo me and I'd say, "This is my whispering voice. This is my speaking voice. This is my outside voice." And then, "This is my singing voice." Today we're going to focus on your nicest singing voice. Step one to a good singing voice is a good posture. We don't want you slumped over with rounded shoulders. You can't breathe well that way. So nice straight back, not shoulders up. Sometimes when people go straight, they raise their shoulders. Keep your shoulders down. Roll your spine up. Keep your head comfortable. Chin, not chin facing up, but chin kind of level. I know that's hard to see on a video, but keep a nice straight back, shoulders down, chin level. Okay? When you breathe, you want to breathe deeply enough that your belly moves out. What we don't want to do is gasp our chests up and down. We want to breathe deeply in through your nose. And if you do it right, your belly pooches. When you exhale properly, if you're breathing correctly, you'll also feel your belly move back in. One way you can make this feel what it's supposed to work like is laughing like Santa Claus, like with big ho 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 ho, Merry Christmas. I know it's not Christmas, but that ha ha ha, that ho 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 sound, when you make the ha really hard, you're going to push with what we call the muscles of your diaphragm. You're going to engage your abdominal muscles, and it's going to help you breathe deeper and better and more properly for singing. Now, when you sing, you need to use your natural voice. Don't put on some fake voice like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna sing for music." Are you kidding me? Right? It needs to be genuine to you, but it needs to be your best you. So if you're singing properly, you're going to sound like yourself, but you're going to sound like a clear, lovely self. Well, that's different for everyone. To practice this today, we're going to use a song. It's a verse straight out of the Bible. As you sing it, before we begin, get straight, shoulders down, chin level. Excuse me. Take a nice deep breath that pooches your belly out. Now, don't just pooch your belly out while you breathe. Do you notice the difference? Like, you can just pooch your belly out and take a bad breath. Let the breath be what pooches your belly out. Okay? So, big breath. This is how the song goes. I can do all things, all things. Oh, I started too low. It's not good to not have my instruments here. Let's see. It's right there. I can do, there we go. I can do all things, all things, all things. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now you try, that's super simple. I can do all things, all things, all things. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, as you sing, I want you to try to match me. Don't try to sound like Miss Hawkins, but also try to sound like Miss Hawkins. What I mean is, make your words sound like mine. You're not going to fake my voice like you're trying to do a cartoon character voice. But we want to have a similar tone. We want to blend. We want to be exactly on the same pitch. We want to start and end together the best that we can. We want to sound as much like the same voice while still keeping our own unique timbre, what we call in music. It's kind of like tone. We use the word timbre to talk about the sound quality of an instrument or a voice, or really anything. Sometimes you'll even hear the word timbre in science class when you're studying sound. So let's try it again. Hopefully Miss Hawkins will start on a good note for us. I can do all things, all things, all things. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, that's a really good song for us right now. Since things are different than what we're used to, that verse was written down by the Apostle Paul when he was going through some really difficult times. And I don't just mean, like I can't go see my friends difficult times. Some of the things he went through, he was in shipwreck and drifted at sea. Sometimes he had to wait to get enough food to eat. Sometimes he didn't have a comfortable place to sleep. He went through a lot of physical discomfort, but what he said about that is that's okay. If this is what God has called me to right now, I can do it. And the Bible tells us that we can do what he calls us to. Now, the all things, let's not abuse that. That doesn't mean all things that we can think of. I cannot jump off my roof and fly. I cannot turn into a squirrel, right? It's not that kind of all things. Like, I can do all things. I will just start breathing underwater. No. But can I love my family and be patient with them even though we're all in the same house all day long? I can. It doesn't mean we'll be perfect, but it means that when challenges come, we can meet those challenges. And that's a promise for you. That is encouragement for you. Even in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, you face challenges and you are not alone. God is there to strengthen you. Ask him for his help and have faith that he wants to help you. So one more time. Ready? Straight, shoulders down, chin level. Deep breath through your belly. I can do all things, all things, all things. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Okay, the next part of your music lesson requires parental permission. We're going to make a shaker instrument. I love seeing pictures of the people who got their little spoons last week. Well, this week we're going to make our homemade version of an egg shaker. So once again, do not do this without your parents' permission. Do not just go to your pantry and start dragging out items. That won't end well for you. You know you'll get in trouble if you do that. You know. So what you will need is some kind of empty jug that seals. I have a milk jug, a funnel, and some rice. Now, if you don't have those, maybe your parents can help you think of an acceptable substitute. Maybe you have beans if you don't have rice. And maybe if you don't have a milk jug, you have an old oatmeal can. Maybe if you don't have a funnel, you can take some paper and roll it up and use it like a funnel. Okay? Only use substitutes with your parents' permission. Maybe you can think of it and then ask them. Okay, if you want to do this with me, push pause, or you can do it later, or you can do it not at all. This is optional. Okay, so take your jug or container, take off the lid, put in the funnel, grab your bag of rice, and pour in a little. It doesn't take much. You definitely don't have to use the whole bag of rice. Honestly, maybe 1/4 of a cup is enough. You just need enough to bounce around in there and make a sound. I think that's good. Okay, put the lid back on. Don't forget to put the lid on nice and secure. If your lid doesn't lock, you may want to tape it or glue it or both. And then it's like our egg shakers in class. So we have some notes this week. First, we'll start with our simpler rhythms. We have chugga, chew, sh, sh. Chew, sh, chugga, chugga. Let's do this in rhythm. 1, 2, ready, go. Chugga, chew, sh, sh, chew, sh, chugga, chugga. Now, let's let your instrument do the talking. I'll count us off, and I'm just going to shake my jug. Hopefully it will make enough sound. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now for the challenge rhythms. On our top line, we have get a ticket, shh, chugga, chew. On the bottom line, get on board, shh, get on board, chew. Now putting it all together, make sure you can see, we have get a ticket, shh, chugga, chew. Get on board, shh, get on board, chew. Now let's try it with the instrument and with our words. Make sure you can see. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Get a ticket, shh, chugga, chew. Get on board, shh, get on board, chew. Now, just instruments. 1, 2, ready, go. My shaker shook on the shush. It just kind of rebounded. I hope you'll forgive me. We don't play on shushes. Okay. History lesson for you this week is about English hymn writer Isaac Watts. He lived shortly after the Pilgrims, and just like the Pilgrims, he did not want to conform to the Church of England, but felt led to follow his own beliefs about God and the Bible. Something wonderful that Isaac did for the church at large, that means for all of us who believe in Jesus, was take the book of Psalms from the Bible, which is songs. The Psalms are every psalm, every chapter is a song. And he put them to music, and he put them into rhyme and rhythm that makes sense for people who speak English. So today I'll also have a link to one of his most famous hymns. It's based off of Psalm 90, O God, our help in ages past. So feel free to check that out as well. I hope you enjoyed class. I miss you, and I'll see you again next week.